Hey guys, welcome to another Dream Connections webinar with Mark and
Lana.
Lana. This is going to be fun. We're just going to have a conversation. We had questions come in that guys ask frequently, so I thought we'd just hit them and we'll just go with the flow and have a good conversation. If there's something at the end you want to chime in at, that's great. If you want to pop in something in the chat, feel free to do that. And with that, let's share screen. Let's dive right into first of our questions. All right. Mark and Lana answer your questions. A Dream Connections production. All right. Here we go. There we go. Mark and Lana answer your questions. A Dream Connections production. All right. So the first question we had, aside from this incredible model, is, are ladies willing to move to where the man lives? How would you start that?
Yes, I think that ladies can move where men live. Man lives. It's about a common decision, maybe, right?
I think so.
Yeah, if they decide to move, it's no problem for Ukrainian ladies, for example, to move somewhere.
Sure.
Yes, it's very important if you create a relationship and find your
one.
own.
Your one. Well, you put in the form, when the ladies fill out the profile form, they have to check a box that says they're willing to go where the husband is. We have this saying we said for a long time that home is where the husband is, right?
Yeah.
So let's camp on that for a second, because I know there's some other options there. So if the lady decides to go where the man is, because that's common. In fact, out of the 450 plus marriages we had, I think all of them went to wherever the man lived. We didn't have anybody stay in Ukraine. A couple of them tried, but they didn't stay. But now we've got a couple of people wanting to actually move here, like me.
Yeah, like you. No.
And Nate.
But I want to tell that maybe for ladies it's more difficult to move to another country because it's anyway they have own country's traditions, family values, and it's a big step to move. But it's important to understand if you have another life and another relationship, so it should be to move and to create new life.
Right. Well, like I said, all the ladies we had before did that. One advice I gave to the guys is, because a lot of the guys were at distance, you know, when they first started, they met on a tour, right? Or if they did a virtual quest tour, then they met in person. Then there's always a period of dating when they're at distance. And I always told the guys, the best thing you could do is take your camera, get her on video where you're chatting together, and walk around. Show her where you live, show her your house, show her your favorite park, and tell her, I can't wait till I can share this with you someday.
Where she goes.
Yes, exactly. So she gets a picture in her head that actually makes her excited to think, oh, good, that's where I'm going to go.
Maybe she will not like.
She'll tell. I've had a few, very rare, just out of all the hundreds of marriages, I think I had a couple of ladies that couldn't make the adjustment to, like, one guy lives so remote. He was like a half-hour drive even to the next human being, and that was a little hard. But like, all the rest of them seem to have adjusted. And we had guys from more than 20 countries. So ladies have gone all over the world. But to answer the basic question, yes, they understand that home is where the husband is. And if you guys decide something else in your courtship, that would be the exception to the rule. So yes, she understands that if she joins our agency.
Do you have experience in Dream Connection with couples that they find a solution and to live another country, not, for example, country of women and not country of men?
Yes. Actually, I did. I had a guy here who's a business owner, and he didn't want to wait for the visa process. So he took her and her daughter and they all moved to Costa Rica.
Really?
Yeah, they said it was like a tropical paradise. Yes, they all lived in Costa Rica. And again, that's something they just decided together. But you know, again, when you have love and you have somebody and everybody wants to be together, you know, you just make those decisions. So nowadays, I think we had this conversation before because ladies have traveled now, and most of even our ladies are outside of Ukraine because they resettled.
Yeah, it's more easy
to Europe. They're used to being other places, and so the conversations are easier today because the ladies already made the adjustment of being away from family and reestablishing themselves. So I don't see that as being a big hindrance. Let's go to number 2. All right. Another one we got last week was, will she want to continue her career when she moves to me? And this, again, is another one of those that has many different answers, right? So, your case, you're an attorney.
Yeah.
Let's say if you're still practicing law and you went to move, like with me, to America, would you want to be an attorney in America?
Depend of how we decide, of course, and if, for example, we have like busy time and we have too many things to do something, and so we should know what is priority for us: so family, relationship, our time, yes, or to continue this career or about job. So it's not so easy, for example, for maybe Ukrainian ladies. Because it's language, it's a specialization. You need to make a legal
right. Move your
upgrade.
Right. Your whatever you call that. Your degrees. Your education. You has to be transferred.
It depends who you are, and so it's really depend of both to continue to understand what you want to do, what lady wants,
what you want to do as a couple, as a family. I've seen both, and I'll tell you what my preference is. I've seen like the first international couple I met before I even started Dream Connections. His wife was from St. Petersburg, and she was a doctor. She came to California, did all the boards, and ended up becoming a nurse for Kaiser, which is a huge hospital organization for those who don't know. And she was running a floor with 28 nurses reporting to her. And that was her choice. But she still was, the family was first. She was very attentive and feminine in her energy. And so that's another conversation. But what I find interesting is, and we mentioned this last week on the webinar, is a lot of the women have education because they think that they're going to have to survive on their own. They don't believe a man's going to stay around, so they want to be prepared to support themselves, right? So they get the degree, they get the career, the educational. Well, now if they found a man that they can trust and that they want to build a unit with, then it's not as necessary for them to have to worry about supporting themselves. So this is where I love it. You guys have a great opportunity. You can actually talk to your lady and say, hey, honey, I know you have all this. You've done this. You've had to be your own person. You've had to survive on your own. If you didn't have to do it for money, what would you love to do? You know, would you, and then maybe it's something else. Maybe it's a hobby. Maybe it's art. Maybe, you know, it's a different business that she always wanted to do. Or maybe she wants to help the man in his business. Or maybe they have kids and she just stays home with the kids. So you give the woman a real freedom to say, if you had your choice, what would you really, really love to do if you had your choice?
And I think if a woman feels safe and have support, for example, of course, she can do something for herself, just to develop, to do something like hobbies, something interesting things, what is interesting for her. Yeah. But usually, I guess, for Ukrainian lady, of course, some of them, they would like to continue their professional, their career, but mostly it seems they do something like different job. Maybe they start like different job and then grow. Some women, for example, they just like to stay with husband to care about husband, yes, and to do something maybe together, to common things, for example.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Let's see. David said he remembers reading Family, Self, Career. Ranking those was different. Western women are all about self, their career, and their family. Ukrainian ladies are about family, then self and career. That's true. And the husband is up there at the top of the list with family. That is her family. So yeah, it ends up, like she said, once Can she just take care of her husband? That's a joy. What a great.
Ukrainian lady, for example, in Ukraine, for women is priority education, careers, because we want to be independent here, because we don't know how life is. It will be continuous. So to support myself and to be sure that will be good future, for example, for herself, for her family, for children, for example.
But if she finds a good man,
if it's not a good,
then if she finds a good man,
then... So their priority for them, job, career, and.
But where does husband fit in that? How important is husband in that list?
Yeah, husband is important too, like family. Yeah,
he's family.
Family more than than career. Yes, of course.
Okay, excellent. That's what I thought. Just checking. All right, let's see. Will she be willing to join me in my hobby? And this came up. So, and for men, some men are into many different things. Some guy may be in a band. He plays in a rock band. He plays on the weekends. We've had last guy was talking about tennis. His big thing was tennis, right? What is the woman's perspective when she starts to get to know her man about what his interests are?
In beginning, in relationship, ladies very interesting about hobbies. It's like number first.
His hobbies.
Yes, hobbies is very important, because you will see in future how you will grow and move together, because hobbies is very important too. Something to do, something to create, something have a common interest, for example. So, and anyway, we share what is your favorite hobbies, what is favorite hobbies of women. So yeah, and usually we appreciate hobbies, men. Yes, even for example, if we don't like some sports and men, so we say, okay, just enjoy, just do your sport or do your hobbies. It's so we can share and appreciate men hobbies.
That's an interesting point. Like, if some women never get into American football, they can at least support him and be happy for him, and they'll even tell him, hey, isn't this time for your football? Go watch your football. Or she'll be the one to, if he has friends over to watch the game, she'll make the snacks and feed everybody, and she'll be happy with it.
For women, it's even more interesting just to stay together. For example, men watch football and women just stay together with men.
Just to sit with them and watch anyway? No. Even if she doesn't understand. I have, well, in our case, it's been a delight because I've been bodybuilding. She's never been a bodybuilder. But we're like 2 months solid with her being a bodybuilder now. And you're getting results.
Yeah, I have muscles already. Not like mine.
Not like mine, but she's still. And for me, it's just an unbelievable joy to be working out in the gym. And we have the same. My trainer trains both of us. So.
And I motivated him.
It's true. I've gained more muscles.
Motivated each other.
So I'm going to do a heavy set. And so I wait and I have her come over. I go, okay, I need you to come motivate me. And I will push harder with her standing next to me.
We find another common hobbies, for example, like traveling, bicycle. It's interesting too. So hobbies is very important between each other.
The most extreme example I had, I mentioned this a lot, is this couple where he was a marathon runner. And she decided, all right, if that's what we're into, get me up to speed. And it took her 2 years to do a full marathon, but she started and worked up, and now it's their thing, and has been. They've been married for over 10 years, one of our first couples. So, the point of this is that the woman is most interested in blending your lives together.
And I think that couple should have common hobbies, for example. And if you like different hobbies, like guitar, play guitar, yes, for example. Oh, it's okay. I like my hobby, like yoga. Yes, we can do separately these hobbies, but have something common, do together.
That's true.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, let's get on with it. And then, of course, write down your questions if you have some at the end. Next question. All right, number 4. Oh, this is it.
It's about us.
Yeah, it does. Do age differences matter? And I love AI for creating a quick photo for me. I thought that was pretty cool. So, do age differences matter? I'm going to let you start with that.
For me, it doesn't matter age because really what you feel and how you feel, it's mean age. It doesn't mean. For example, our example, yes, we look at each other, and I say, Mark, oh, you look so young. Mark say, oh, you look like teenager.
Yeah.
So really, age and. Of course, sometimes I appreciate age because it's older, maybe sometimes not so big to be active or to make tired or don't be too much, for example. So anyway, if you have this energy and feelings, and so this is doesn't matter this age. Yeah.
Now, I know early when we were dating, even before we met, when we were just distance, communicating, I know it had to be in your mind, right? It's like, really, this number, I don't know if it, and when did you finally go, forget it, it doesn't matter?
Age is not about number. Age about how you feel, how you love life, how you do, what you want to do. So this is it's a show. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Chemistry.
Yeah.
You quickly get past that. So the real thing is, if you want to know how to completely remove the age issue, go through my course on romantic mastery, and you learn how to build chemistry. Because when a woman has chemistry, nothing else matters. It doesn't matter. She feels the emotions, right?
Emotions and energy. Energy is very important. Yeah.
That's true. That's true. You do kind of have to be on a similar energy in life. So we may have an age difference, but I tease her a lot. I go, between the two of us, who has more energy, woman? She goes, all right, yeah, you probably do. So
that's true.
That is true. So if you're either one of you could be a quiet, more sedentary personality type, or if that's just where you are in your age, and the other one's hyperactive, that's a mismatch just because of energy. And it could be personality driven or it could be age driven. So I think a lot of it is, the chemistry you have, and are you going to approach life with the same? The other thing is commonalities of energy is the same time of, what do we call it? We call it spontaneity, being spontaneous. So we're both very spontaneous. So we may be walking down the street and they go, hey, let's go do this. Why not? And all of a sudden it becomes this great thing we did. And we just say, why not? We just say, and what's the worst thing can happen? We spend 10 minutes there and go, this wasn't for us. So we just do. There's a lot of people who aren't like that. My friend, Dr. Robert Glover, is absolutely not like that. He has to have a schedule. Everything has to be on time. It's got to be in an order or it drives him crazy. And he knows that. He tries to overcome it. But for him, he wouldn't do well with a spontaneous person. So just one other area, your commonalities, those things are more important than age. Yeah. Are you the same kind of person that approaches life the same way, that has energy, that you love being together? Then the other stuff won't matter. So I think that's good.
What is your opinion?
My opinion? In general?
In general, men like young women.
Yeah, I have two.
And they would like to choose young women. For what? For energy? Or
no. That's a different question. Okay, but let me answer that.
About how you're looking.
No, but that's a different question. But let me answer it, because I deal with guys who are now dating women they haven't met yet, right? Or they're coming to us to do a VQT, and they go through the profiles, and of course they're looking for the hottest picture, the prettiest picture, right? On there. And fortunately, we have Inga, who's brilliant, where she'll balance that, try to hear what they're really looking for in that person. And then also knowing that guy, she'll try to figure these other things out to say, let me suggest some to you. And then those end up working and becoming marriages. They go, wow, I hadn't seen that. Thank you. I'm glad you understood that person. Still, there's going to be an age difference. I mean, on average, our couples are about 10 years apart in age, and that's average. That's normal. The ladies are okay with it. The guys are okay with it. If it gets to be like 20 years or more, then you really have to have some kind of a real chemistry connection that just, you both feel the spark, like God gave you this energy and you're like, wow, I don't know why I feel this way about you. But none of that happens if you don't connect. So you have to first at least have your first Zoom date and feel the energy and just go, this is beautiful. So initially all men are looking for youngest, prettiest, right? But all men coming to Dream Connections are also looking for a life partner. They want somebody to wake up to every day to do what they do, whether it's travel the world or whatever their hobby is, at home watching Netflix. It doesn't matter. Whatever they're looking for somebody to wake up to every day. Mm-hmm. And so there's a little bit of honesty within our guys of, hey, yes, this is good too. What's the truth for me? Because I just want to fall, I want to feel in love. When we would have our tours, I would always advise the men with their romance coach because they're seeing all these women at the tables, right? Mm-hmm. You're like 40 women one day, another 40 the next day. And of course, their first inclination is all the pretty hot ones. But because they also had the interaction, they go, I really felt something with these. So they have that list. Okay, great. So now you have a list of your wish list and your I felt connection list. And I always say, and give your romance coach mm-hmm. her choice. Mm-hmm. And just say, maybe there's something I didn't see. Maybe there's somebody that you saw that she really had an interest in me that you think could be a fit, and I didn't see it. And it's so funny because we use a golf term, a mulligan. A mulligan means you get a free ball. I say, give your romance coach a mulligan. Let her have a free throw in of all the girls you're going to date. And I'm telling you, so many times the guys would say, when I first heard what the romance coach said, no, are you kidding? Really? And then that ended up being the woman they married because they didn't see it. They couldn't see it. And then they went on the date and they're like, wow, I'm so glad you did that. So that's where matchmaking helps, is because we can see things you don't and end up creating what you really want every day is just to feel in love every day, feel just crazy in love, like teenagers in love. We say that all the time.
It's beautiful.
It's a good description. You like that answer? Good. See, I scored points. She liked the answer. All right, let's go. Next one. Okay. Now this one, we're going to tie into our story a little bit. Can we really create chemistry at a distance? So I'm curious. This is going to be fun for me. Tell a little bit about what made you feel chemistry with me, that energy, when we hadn't met in person yet, both between our text chatting and our video calls. Can you describe it, what it was?
It's more maybe we started first chatting, right?
Mm-hmm. Chatting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I already felt like when we're chatting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And of course, after when you chatting more or we had video calls, mm-hmm. it's grown more and more. And so you understand it's something more than just interest. It's just more than mm-hmm. just pleasure. Something, for example, if it's really like chemistry you feel. Mm-hmm. Yeah, even in your body, in your mind, everything. And you always think about when he sent me a message or when he called me. Yes, mm-hmm. it's yeah. And I didn't believe that it's possible. For me, it's first experience, really. Mm-hmm. For me, it's first experience on distance, for example, and to feel this. Really, in our reality life, is even to have these feelings like in real life. Yeah. On distance, I didn't believe, but I felt, and I say, yes, it can be like this.
It's true.
Yeah.
We were talking recently, and she was saying, "Did you really think you were in love with me before we met?" And of course, me being the analytical stupid man, I'm thinking about it and I'm going, yeah, no, I really did. She was going, I wanted you to jump in and say, yes, of course. But, but the answer is yes. It's like, I really felt, deeply in love with you just from what we did with our video calls and our text chatting before we even met. And when we met, it only confirmed what we already felt, but we already felt it. Mm-hmm. And so it's absolutely possible to do that. Now, what are the cautions? Because there's always like, okay, what could go wrong? And I'm thinking to myself, like you were probably thinking, okay, mm-hmm. we have all these emotions. We talked for 2 months. We're finally going to meet. What could go wrong here? And you're thinking, okay, well, maybe in person we don't have the same chemistry. Okay, I wasn't worried about that because I knew what we had. I wasn't worried about that. I thought maybe she's too tall for me because I don't know. You can't tell standing there. Her profile said 5'6", and I'm 5'8.5" on a good day. So I think 2 inches should be okay. But I don't know. She wears shoes. She may be taller than me. Maybe we're both not comfortable with that. maybe in person, I don't know what could be different.
I even thought about it. No?
Did you?
Yeah, me not.
She was ready. Just come here. Please come. Just come. Just come.
Because I really felt like this energy, and I felt you are like person. Yeah.
That was your person.
How you tall or less, or
Didn't matter.
fat or slim, for me it doesn't
Didn't
matter.
matter. That's cool. So anyway, and the other thing is our virtual tour quest tour program, which is just like that. It's your video dates, and then it's your relationship. You guys chat, and then you figure out when to meet. It's exactly like she and I ended up doing, which is amazing. But our virtual quest tour program we've had for almost 10 years, and we have produced a lot of marriages through that with the same process. So it does work. Let's see. All right. Continuing. What's our next question? Will I need to travel to Ukraine to meet her in person? And there's our little happy couple in front of the Odessa crowds. Another thanks to AI. Okay, so the answer is yes and no. It depends on where she is. Right now, out of the ladies we have in our database, most of them are not in Ukraine right now. They've already relocated to parts of Europe, Canada, some in the US, UK. And so where you meet them, maybe wherever she is, or you may go to a neutral place, arrange a mutual vacation in the Dominican Republic, and that's great for her, great for you. If she's in Ukraine, I'm telling you, in fact, I got another guy on the call here who's relocated to Ukraine as well with me. Nate, I love you, brother. And I just keep telling him, dude, I tell him the night we had last night. We were all night long, we were going, is this really a war zone? What did we do last night? Tell him an idea of all the things we did last night in our date. Yeah.
We have dinner and restaurant.
Steakhouse, amazing.
Steakhouse, it was amazing. So we enjoy our meal. Then we walk. We have Main Street in our city just to walk to the river, to eat ice cream.
Gelato, yes, ice cream.
Ice cream, for example. And then we come back to just walking, for example. It was just spontaneous. Let's go to karaoke. So we went to karaoke and spent time. So beautiful time.
Yeah, it was amazing. And guys, this is another secret. So, she didn't really believe I could sing, and she'd had bad experiences with karaoke. People are bad. It's just embarrassed
about, because it's my country and it's my city, and many people can see me, for example, to know me, for example, and say, okay, this is my.
And what if this guy is really bad? Then I embarrass myself, I embarrass him, and she wants to be proud of her man. But how did it go?
Yes, I'm proud. And even we met my common friends, and they recognized me, and even they dancing and applaudissements for Mark. So I'm proud, really. I'm proud.
I crushed it. I just FYI, I crushed it.
So there should be something spontaneous to decide something to do, to go somewhere.
But the point is, even if you come to Ukraine, it doesn't suck. Okay, you wouldn't know most of this country. You wouldn't know it's in war. And people maybe they believe, hey, we could die tomorrow, so enjoy today. I don't know, but every life goes on. Cars are driving the streets. People with families are going out in the parks. The restaurants are open. Karaoke is open.
Everything is working. We did even video on this main street. Remember, when people just sit on this terrace.
The DJ
music loudly, so everything life is continuing.
Now, if your girl is in Ukraine and you're still not comfortable with the idea of going into Ukraine, a lot of guys just say, let's meet somewhere close. And so the girl can go right over the border, and you can meet in Bucharest, you can meet in Warsaw, depending on what part of the country, whatever's closest. There's a lot of places where she can just cross the border with an easy bus ride. And you guys have a great vacation in some European city right around there. And that's where you can meet for the first time. So you don't have to come to Ukraine to meet her, even if she lives here. And you may never. You guys may finish your visa process, and she has to leave Ukraine to get on an airplane anyway, because there's no airports here. And You may just meet her at the airport in Warsaw and fly back home together. So you may never have to come to Ukraine. But if you want to,
Yes,
ask us. We'll tell you how to do it.
it's not about problem where to meet. It's just wish if you want really to
Yeah.
meet.
Do you want to meet her? That's the question. Do you want to meet her? So that's good. All right. Next, let's see. What have we got here? And number 7. Okay. What is the process of meeting to marriage? All right. Um, so I guess if you guys haven't been through this before, I haven't taught this in a while, but I used to teach about how the visa process works, all these kinds of things. Once you meet in person, you really will you'll confirm, yes, this is the person for me. This is who I want to marry. We're nuts for each other. How do I get her home? And if you live in America, there's 2 visa paths that are the easiest. And first of all, before I tell you the easiest, let me tell you what not to do. I knew a man who decided, well, I just want her with me for a while. We'll see if it works. So he got her a business visa to come to, like, as if she's doing business with his company. They fell in love. They got married, but he didn't change anything. She just kept coming. She had a 5-year business visa, maybe it's 10-year business visa. And so one of the times she was coming back to visit family overseas, and at the border crossing, the guy, of course, is asking her questions about her business visa and what her state. And she wasn't prepared. She wasn't scripted. She didn't even understand how the visa worked. And then he started asking her about the big ring on her finger. Told her, and then he realized you scammed the system. You married a guy here and you just used it. And so she was actually banned from coming to the U.S. for 5 years. And so it's like, don't mess with the system. Guys say, well, what if I just get her a visitor visa? Okay, then you marry later, and then what? You got to send her home and start all over again. You just delay. You cost yourself time, and it's not really your intention to have her come and go see Disneyland. It's not a vacation. If you want to do a student visa, she has to literally actually be admitted by the university, and they can check, was she admitted to this university? And so it's all of these things are very complicated, when if you just do it the way really what you intend, it's easy. You have 2 choices. One, if you just want her to come live with you for 3 months and see if it works, do the fiance visa. You apply, she gives her information, you give yours. It could take 6 months to process, but once you do, she gets to live with you for 3 months, and you guys can decide, yes, this works or it doesn't. At the end of 3 months, you either marry and she stays, or you say no, and you pay her way to go back. Or you do the spousal visa, marry her in her country, and just tell the US government, hey, I got married. This is my wife. And so you do the same kind of thing. You show that it's legitimate marriage and who you are, who she is. And then she gets a green card from day one. So it makes sense to do it legit. And while you're waiting for the visa to process, if it takes 6, 8 months, whatever, just plan on coming to have some little vacations together in between while you're waiting. So that's how you go from meeting to marriage, and the smart way to do it. Most other countries have a similar system. I know I talked to people who were in Australia. They had something almost identical. So you'll have to check out your own country if you're not from the U.S., but that's generally how it works. And I'm going to be honest and say my preference for all guys is get the spousal visa. Just marry her in her country, get it done with, and just tell the government, I'm a citizen. This is my wife. I'm allowed to bring my wife. I can marry anybody I want. She's coming with me, and then it just takes some time to process it. All right. And let's see, do we have anything else after that? And no, that's it. For now, we can add more questions. I know I had Terry entered one earlier. We'll get to that in a second. But if you want to start your process, just hit me on an email. We're getting the website and my marketdreamconnections.com email set up. But until then, just email me, dcromanceforme@gmail.com. Ask about meeting your Ukrainian wife through Dream Connections. And open now. If you guys want to type in the chat, hit me with some other questions. And what was the one Terry asked earlier? I'm trying to remember. Do you remember we read earlier?
Mm-mm.
Somebody sent in another question.
It's a question one about age and another about what I don't remember.
about what I don't know.
I try to remember.
Well, anyway, guys, if you're watching this on YouTube, type your questions in the chat because Lana and I we'll do a series of little conversations. Maybe we'll just do a short 5-minute video on one question at a time, but we want to get your questions answered and appreciate you guys being part of the Dream Connections family. And so with that, we'll have more videos come up. We answer the questions, but we look forward to being part of your life. DC Romance sounds like a Washington, DC marriage company. That's funny. Yeah, DC Romance. Dream Connections, we're coming along with our goal is the 1st of September to launch the new website and to finish everything I'm trying to do to set up the armory. So it's coming together and it's really happening and we're actually enjoying it. We're pretty excited. It's interesting how the energy of God and the universe works because now that we're in the path to do this, we're getting girls approaching us. We're finding guys who want in and they didn't even know we're relaunching the site. So we can't wait till it's all done and we can just go full bore ahead with everything that we need to do. So thanks for watching. And we're really excited about being part of your life because, it means a lot to us. Lana already on her very first time to be on a webinar, 3 of the guys signed up for VQTs. And I said, you realize you could have helped somebody meet their wife just by showing up and answering questions. So it's really real and we appreciate all you guys. So have a great day wherever you are. And we'll look forward to catching you on the next one. All right. Bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.